Assalamu alaikum. Students, today we will start chapter plants. Students, plants, they are divided into two main groups, non-vascular plants and vascular plants. Students, non-vascular plants are also called as bryophytes, while vascular plants we call them tracheophytes. Now, why do we call vascular plants as tracheophytes? Because they are tracheids bearing plants. Tracheids are specialized kind of xylem tissues which are present almost in all kinds of vascular plants. That's why vascular plants are also called as what? Tracheophytes. And non-vascular plants, they are generally called as what? Bryophytes. Students, bryophytes, they lack vascular tissues. They do not have true roots, leaves and stems, while vascular plants, they have vascular tissues, xylem and phloem tissues, and have true roots, leaves and stems. Now we will discuss general characteristics of bryophytes. Number one is group of bryophytes. Students, there are three main groups of bryophytes: liverworts, hornworts, and mosses. Liverworts, they are having liver shaped leaves, that's why we call them so. Hornworts, they are having structures like horn of animals, that's why we call them so. And mosses, these are the small moss like plants like funaria etc., they are included in this category. Now size, students, almost all the bryophytes, they are quite small in size. A few exceed 2 centimeter in length. Habitat, mostly bryophytes, they require a moist environment for active growth and reproduction, but some of them, they can tolerate even dry areas. Next we will discuss structure of bryophytes. Student, bryophytes, they consist of two types of generations, or you can see structurally they are made up of gametophyte and sporophyte. Gamete producing part of the plant is called as what? Gametophyte. And spore producing part of the plant is called as what? Sporophyte. Gametophyte is generally green in color in bryophytes, and it can manufacture its own food, and they are large and evident or conspicuous, while sporophyte generation, that is brown in color and that is dependent on gametophyte for its food, and it is not that much evident as gametophyte. It is usually enclosed or not enclosed in greenish in gametophyte. Now number five, general character of the bryophyte is their main features. Student, bryophytes, they lack specialized vascular tissues as I told you earlier, and they are having multicellular sex organs, and they can produce what? Embryo. There's excuse me, sporophyte are smaller and get food from the gametophyte. And next is their life cycle. Their life cycle is similar to that of the seeded plants, because they also have what? Two generations, gametophyte and sporophyte. You can see from the figure that this is gametophyte excuse me, this is gametophyte generation and this is sporophyte generation. Gametophyte is having leaf like structure, stem like structure and root like structures in it, while sporophyte generation, that is present above the gametophyte generation. It is having a stalk and then a capsule. Inside the capsule, spores, they are produced, that's why we call it what? Sporophyte generation. Now bryophytes, they are also called as what? They are called as amphibious plants. Why do we call them amphibious plants? As they need water for development, existence and reproduction. That's why we call them what? We call them amphibious plants. The word amphi means both, because as although they are land plants, but still they are dependent on water for the process of reproduction. Like amphibians are amphibia group of the animals. That's why we call them what? Amphibious plants. So this is all about what? General characteristics of bryophytes. Thank you, students.